Hi, my name is Sue Preto. I'm from the Interpreter Services Department at the hospital, and I'm here to demonstrate how to connect with an American Sign Language interpreter through our video remote interpreting program. Once a patient has been identified as being deaf or hard of hearing, we have to make reasonable accommodations for that patient to make sure his communication needs occur. Just like we would with any other language barrier patient, this patient would have some specific needs. Typically, my department is notified when there's a deaf patient in the hospital, and I will make every effort to bring in a face-to-face sign language interpreter. However, that can't always happen. It's not going to happen at 2 a.m. Many times it doesn't happen immediately in the emergency room, for instance. So this is our backup plan for communication needs, and I'm going to show you how it works. This video is available in transport, so the floor would call transport and have the sign language video wow brought up to the room. It should be plugged in always. It's not necessarily needed in the immediate moment because it's been plugged in all through its stay down in transport, but I always like to plug it in just to make sure. Once it's plugged in, you'll see this icon on the middle of the screen. It says American Sign Language. Just double click that to bring the program up. Once it's up, you want to bring that to full screen. This is the name of the company that we contract with. These are very accredited interpreters. They've all been tested, they're vetted. You can guarantee that they will interpret everything you say and keep it confidential, as any medical interpreter should. We have to type in the username, and these instructions will be taped to both of our sign language video wows, so don't worry about wondering how you navigate, because it's all listed here right on the computer. But the username, you type that in. Make sure it's accurate, and then we want to type in the password, which is also available right here on the computer information sheet. Once you have those two items typed in correctly, you'll hit sign in. Immediately you'll see a preview of you, and this is the actual picture that the interpreter on the other end of the screen will be seeing. This would be your patient, but right now it's me. And it's asking for a location. You should put in the location where you're at: South 4, Needham 3, emergency room. I'm putting in test for the sake of this demonstration, and then you hit start session. Once that screen blows up, it says waiting for an agent. We really want to bring that whole screen up full screen, and you'll see up here you're waiting for an agent. Up in the corner here, you'll see the camera.
Good morning. My name's Carmen. Interpreter 663-758. I'll interpret everything you say and keep it confidential. How may I help you?
Hi, interpreter. I'm actually filming this for a demonstration for usage for our nurses training, so bear with me while I just explain how this works. So as you see, an interpreter's come on the screen. She's full screen. She will be interpreting everything you say and keep it confidential. It's a good idea to preamble a little bit, let the interpreter know who you are and who you're speaking with and what you're trying to accomplish. So I might say to her, "Hi, interpreter, you're in the room of Mr. X. I am a urologist, and I'm here to have a little conversation about what his problem is." So she has some context. Once that's done, this little screen here is what she sees, and she sees me and the filmer. And basically, you would have to make sure that the interpreter sees the patient at the right level. If the patient's in a bed, the screen goes up and down. If he's in an exam room or a treatment room, again, we can also move we can tilt the screen so that she has full access to the patient's face and hands, not just the hands, but the face and hands. The interpreter will also give you her name and her ID number, and it's very, very recommended that you take at least the interpreter ID number and record that in the medical record and say, you spoke to patient X with sign language interpreter XYZ, and take it from there. This interpreter will also stand by on screen as needed over the course of the interview with the patient. If you step out briefly, let the interpreter know that. She won't stay on forever. Her job is to interpret. However, if you ask her to stand by, you need to go get somebody else, or transport is coming, or then she would be happy to wait and continue on when you come back in. She won't stay on all day in the room. Every single time that you do need to talk to the patient, this machine should stay in the room. You just boot it up just like I did, and again, you'll have to go through the same steps and let the interpreter know what you're trying to accomplish. So it's on and off, 24/7. It's cloud-based, it's very easy to connect, and the interpreter will sign away. The way it works is, I'm the clinician, I will start talking to the patient. The patient will not be looking at you, the patient will be looking at the interpreter on the screen. So it might seem a little awkward, but those two have to keep complete contact with each other, face and hands. I will say something, the interpreter will sign. Interpreter, maybe you can sign while I am talking so that they can see how simultaneously you do that. So I am talking to the patient, the interpreter is signing, the patient is looking at the interpreter, and then when the patient answers your question, the interpreter will speak out loud, obviously, in English, and let you know what the patient is saying. So that's how it works. Interpreter, I really appreciate your attention and helping us train nurses here at Mount Auburn. Thank you very much. So when you're done,
Interpreter 662-758.
she will also give you her ID on the way out, just in case you didn't catch it. Thanks again, interpreter. When we're done with the encounter, we hit escape on the keyboard, we hit stop session, and we're done. So that's how we talk to our patients who have a hearing deficit or are actually completely deaf. As long as they can sign, then we could talk with the help of a video interpreter.